Hey, this is Audrey, and in this video, I'm going to be doing activity 2-4, configuring Windows Update and with group policy. And the objective of this activity is to create a GPO to configure Windows Update on client computers. Okay, so now that we have, in the previous activities, we created a WSUS server, and now that that is configured, we need to configure clients to use the WUS server for their updates. And we also need to enable client-side targeting by using group policy on a domain controller. To use the new GPO, I'm going to have to create an OU in Active Directory and move the computer account to the new GPO, or the new OU, sorry, and link the GPO to the OU. So, and without further ado, here we go. And so I have already, as you can see, I've already logged into my server 1 as the administrator, and I now go to Tools, Group Policy Management. Just going to pin that. Wait, oops. So in the left-hand pane of the Group Policy Management, there's our domain, so I'm going to expand that. Make this a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to click the domains and expand that, and I'm going to expand out the local domain. And then I'm going to find my group policy objects. I'm going to right click it and select new. And in the GPO dialog box, I'm going to name this GPO WUS Desktops. I'll click OK. Now I'm going to expand group policy objects. See my new GPO, right click it, click edit. Now here, I'm going to want to expand under group computer configuration. I'm going to want to expand policies. Make that bigger too. Administrative templates. Windows components, and I'm going to scroll all the way down to Windows Update. Now, as you can see, these are all of the settings that we can configure for the Windows Update group policy. And so for this activity, I'm going to enable client-side targeting, so I'm going to double click in that. Bring it up a little bit more. And I'm going to click enable. And then in the target group name for this computer, I'm going to type desktops. Which is the name of the group I created in the previous activity. So I'm going to click OK. Wait. Can't see it. Here we go. Click OK. Now the next thing I'm going to configure is configure automatic updates. Click enable. And for the purpose of this particular activity, I'm going to leave the default setting as auto download and notify for install. But something I should note is that this option would most likely be chosen for a server. And for desktops, the option of number 4, auto download, for the desktops, because it makes it so the end user doesn't have as much, they don't really have to do the updates themselves, I should say. So we're just going to keep that. Click OK. And then next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to specify Intranet Microsoft Update Services. Click enable. anything to this one. Whoops. Wait a minute. I think I did something wrong here. Management header specify. Okay. Then enable. Then options. Okay. I missed this step before, sorry. So in this options to set the internet update service for detecting updates, I'm going to enter in the address of the WUS server. So HTTP, which is the 411 server 2. And I'm going to specify the port. And I'm going to copy that, put the same address in the intranet. And click OK. So I'm all done here for now. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of the Group Policy Management in the editor. Now I need to link the GPO to an OU containing the target computer accounts. So to do that, I'm going to open up Active Directory. I'm just going to maximize that. And as you can see, I already am clicked into my domain and the computers that are on the domain, and you can see that my Windows 8 desktop is there. But now I need to create, but first I need to create an OU called desktops. So to do that, I go right click on the domain, new OU, and name it desktops. Click OK. And now I'm going to move my Windows 8 computer into my desktops OU. And now I'm going to create a user called a domain user called Windows 8 user. So for the name, Windows 8 user, and the login name, oops, go back. The login name is going to be Win8 user. And the password. And I'm going to uncheck the password. You must change the password at next logon. I don't want that. I'm going to set it as password never expires. Next, and finish. Now I'm going to close. Now I'm all done in my Active Directory. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. And I'm going to reopen the Group Policy Management, which I pinned to my taskbar. And now I'm going to right click the desktop OU and select link an existing GPO. And there's the GPO that I created earlier, so I'm going to link it to that one. Now I'm going to go into my desktops. Oops, what does that say? So now I go right click. Oh no, I clicked on it and then I made it active. Okay. So now to test my configuration, what I just did all here, I'm going to now start up my Windows 8 computer. And check to see if my group policy is being effective on my client computer. Alright, now that we've got our Windows 8 computer turned on, we're going to log into it on the domain user account of the Windows 8 user that we created on our server. So we're just going to log in here. And logging into the domain as a domain user, we can check to see if our group policy is working. So to test that, you go right click the start button. It's lagging a little bit. Right, now that we're logged into the Windows 8 computer, now to make sure our group policy worked, what we're going to do is we're going to right click the start menu, system, and here click Windows Updates. And the Windows Update says you're set to automatically download updates, and it doesn't give us an option to update ourselves. So it shows that our group policy worked. And that is the end of this video. Catch you next time.